What's up, everybody? I'm Finn McKenty. This is the Punk Rock MBA. So this morning, somebody tagged me in a Facebook post about Lil Uzi Vert showing up and moshing at a Lorna Shore show. I wanted to share that with you guys and talk a little bit about, to me, what it means about this moment in culture. For those of you who don't know, which is a shocking amount of you, Lil Uzi Vert is a huge chart-topping, gigantic rapper, one of the biggest current, new rappers. And for those of you who don't know Lorna Shore, they are kind of, a smaller but national level deathcore band. So Lil Uzi Vert showed up at the Lorna Shore show, moshed, and then hung out afterwards. So clearly he likes Lorna Shore, who knew? So I wanted to share that because, first of all, it's funny, right? I mean, who would have ever, would have never guessed that Lil Uzi Vert would show up at a Lorna Shore show of all things, but, here he is. What a time to be alive. Has science gone too far? So I wanted to just kind of share a few thoughts on what I think this means. One, this is an example of what I've been talking about lately, this thing I call crossover culture, which is the fact that rap and metal and punk and hardcore and skateboarding and streetwear are now kind of all this one thing that's just this monoculture that represents what youth culture is right now. This is a perfect example of that. Number two, I wanted to address a couple misconceptions about this stuff. One of which is the idea that you hear this from a lot of these metal fans, well, they don't really like this stuff. It's just a costume. They're just wearing this because their stylist gave it to them or they think it's cool. Basically the idea that they don't really like this stuff. Well, look, if you're going to a Lorna Shore show, sure, there's some examples of people wearing a Slayer or Iron Maiden shirt or something because they think it looks cool. It's just a rock shirt to them. Or there are examples of a stylist. I think a few years ago, Missy Elliott wore some crust vest, and I don't think Missy Elliott is into crust punk. I think a stylist probably gave it to her and she thought it was cool. Same with Chris Brown when he wore that punk jacket with the Exploited on it or whatever. Yeah, that's probably a stylist saying, here, Chris, wear this jacket. And he was like, okay, looks dope. It's got spikes. That's not the case here. That's not the case with with all the examples of this that I'm sharing. That is not the case. Like I said, if you're going to a Lorna Shore show, it's because you like Lorna Shore. You're not gonna get any cool points from Hypebeast because you went to a deathcore show. This is not Slayer or Iron Maiden. This is not a stylist telling you. Uzi's PR agent was not Uzi, we think it would be great for your brand right now if you went to go see Lorna Shore. That's not happening. He went to go see Lorna Shore because he likes Lorna Shore. It's that simple. Same thing with Playboi Carti. You hear the same thing, well, he doesn't really like punk. Okay, well, the guy's got a fucking Bad Religion tattoo. I don't know. I mean, to me, if you get a Bad Religion tattoo, I think it's reasonable to assume that you actually like Bad Religion. This is not complicated, right? And if somehow his stylist talked him into getting a Bad Religion tattoo, I want to know this stylist because that is some Jedi mind trick shit. If he convinced Playboi Carti to get a tattoo of a band that he doesn't even like. Or maybe, just maybe, these guys actually like this stuff. Maybe Playboi Carti actually likes Bad Religion. Is it that hard to imagine that a professional musician likes a very popular, well-known punk band like Bad Religion? I don't think it's that hard to believe. Which brings me to my next point. And if you guys know me personally, you know that I never say shit like this. I think there is a kind of weird, basically racial thing going on here. If Playboi Carti was the same person he is, but he was white, would anybody question the fact that he likes Bad Religion? Or would people be like, oh, hell yeah, he likes punk? I don't know. I don't think anybody's being deliberately racist or anything like that, but what I think it reveals is the fact that people have this definition in their head of what a metal fan or what a punk fan looks like, and it doesn't look like Playboi Carti, and it doesn't look like Uzi, and it doesn't look like Lil Yachty, but maybe it should. Because clearly these guys like this stuff, and they're influencing culture at a huge level, and if you think that a metal fan or a punk fan only looks like me, like a white kid from the suburbs, maybe you need to reevaluate that, because it looks to me like there are a lot of other people participating in the scene now. I personally think that's awesome. Don't we want more people to participate in the scene? So how about if you have a hard time believing that Playboi Carti could not possibly like Bad Religion, I don't know, you might want to think about what that says about the way you think. Lastly, I wanted to address another misconception. A big one is that this is somehow related to the rap rock shit from the 2000s. I'll hear people say, well, isn't this just the same thing as what Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park did 15 years ago? No, it is not. It is totally different. It has nothing to do with that shit. Like, Linkin Park is a good band. I would kind of maybe exempt them from this, but stuff like Limp Bizkit and like all that stuff is not the same thing. That is like idiot rock guys trying to like basically bolt rap onto their terrible rock band, and it was awful. The difference here is that people like Uzi and Playboi Carti and Ghostman and all these other people, they are 100% sincerely, like, natively into rap and metal or rock, whatever. That's the difference. These like rap rock bands, these people were not actually into rap. They were rock dudes that were just like, oh, rap is cool now? Well, I'm gonna rap over my terrible rock riff. And then you got stuff like Limp Bizkit and fill in the fucking blank, you know, all the other 9 million awful bands that did that. Actually, I wanna pause really quick and just share what I think is the very worst example of this stuff, which is Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. You guys may remember had a band called Methods of Mayhem, which was just like the absolute pinnacle slash zenith of this rap rock stuff, with maybe the single very worst lyric of all time from their song Get Naked, which is about like the sex tape he did with Pam Anderson in the 90s or whatever. It has a line in it. It's hard for me to even say this because this line is so bad. It might be the worst lyric anybody has ever said. It is shooting my jizzy jizzle. Just like, bleh. I feel like I put like 500,000 city miles on my soul just saying that line. Ugh. Anyway, let's move on. You know what? Let's put that behind us. I'm sorry I even brought it up. The point is, this is totally different from the rap rock thing. This is kids who grew up sincerely 100% into rap and rock, and now they are making the music that they like. The specific thing I want you guys to think about, like, I bet a lot of the people that think this is a rap rock thing have probably never listened to Uzi or Yachty or Playboi Carti. There's nothing rock about their music. It is 100% rap. That's why I was so surprised to find out about this, because it doesn't sound like rap rock. It's rap. I mean, it's definitely like new school, you know, cloud rap or whatever. It's not Run DMC, but it's not like they have guitars and they're not like yelling in it and stuff like that. It is rap made by kids who grew up on rock and rap. That's the difference. That's why I think this is cool, because like that rap rock shit back in the day was awful. Nobody wants a repeat of that. This is a different thing. It's way cooler. All right, so there you go. There's your breaking news about Lil Uzi Vert moshing to Lorna Shore. Reporting live from the scene, but not actually live from the scene. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Like, go listen to his music if you haven't before. Let me know what you think about this. Tell me if you hear anything in here. Tell me in the comments if you understand that this is different from the rap rock shit. That is what I would love. I just want to hear you guys say, yes, I understand this is different. It's cooler. All right, guys, I am signing off for now, but I will see you next time. Until then, if you could subscribe to this channel, that would be the #1 thing I would love for you to do. If you're already subscribed, or for some weird reason you do not want to subscribe, please like the video, leave a comment, share it with a friend. Whatever you can do to help spread the word would be very much appreciated. I'm signing off for now, but I will see you next time.